done some wonderful service for ISKCON. He has met President of India, represented ISKCON in President of India meetings and awards, and the King of Puri, and we can go on and on. But actually, Prabhu is very accomplished, and he does seminars all around the world. And so, without further ado, let's welcome His Grace Tukaram Prabhu with a loud Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana
Chakshurpatamena
Tasmai Shri Gurave
Namah.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya
Padaya
Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine
Nirvishesha
Shunyavadi Paschatya Harine Vancha Kalpatarubhyacha Kripa
Dhubhevacha
Patitanam
Pavanebhyo
Bhagavebhyo Vaishnavebhyo
Namo
Namo
Namah
Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya
Nyaya
Krishna Prema Pradayate
Pradayati
Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya
Tanya
Namne Gaura Tvishe Namaha Neelachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Balabhadra Subhadrabhyam Jagannathaya Te Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare Hare Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama
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 Rama Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna.
म्यूट करने लिए नहीं इसमें से नहीं होगा वो हाँ
અરે નથી આવતો અવાજ કેમ?
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So there is a very beautiful pastime which is there in the Srimad Bhagavatam, and the extrapolation of that pastime is presented in Chaitanya Mangal. So Chaitanya Mangal is written by Lochan Das Thakur, and this particular pastime is actually elaborating that how the queens of Lord Krishna, especially Mother Rukmini, she actually inspired Krishna to appear as Gauranga Mahaprabhu. I don't exactly remember if we have discussed this particular pastime last time here yeah. So this particular pastime of Srimad Bhagavatam is very dear to Lord Shiva. There's a temple in Kerala which opens only for 10 days, and rest of the year it remains closed. So it's still there. And there was a devotee of Lord Krishna, his name was Punthanam. And Punthanam is a kind of he narrates the pastimes of Srimad Bhagavatam very nicely, very beautifully. So once when this temple, like every year, is to get open for 10 days. So one particular year, Punthanam chooses to recite the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the 60th chapter. And then he took his copy of Bhagavatam, and when he took his copy of Bhagavatam, he narrated that beautiful pastime in front of Lord Shiva. And then he left his copy of Srimad Bhagavatam. After completing the chapter, he put his bookmark, like 60th chapter he read. So after finishing the 60th chapter, at the end of the 60th chapter, he put his bookmark. And he went home. Next day, he was scheduled to come and start from the 61st chapter. But what he saw, that after the 60th chapter, when this bookmark was like it should be at the end of the chapter, but it's in the beginning. So Punthanam thought, maybe what's Lord's desire. So again he narrated the entire chapter. And again he put the bookmark after the end of the 60th chapter. And then again he went back to his home. Next day again came. Again he saw that bookmark is right in the beginning of the chapter. So for 10 continuous days, Punthanam was reading the same chapter, was narrating the same chapter before Lord Shiva. And why is it so? Because when Punthanam, after completing the 10 days, he was like the temple was scheduled to close. So he, in kind of little hurry, he left his copy of Srimad Bhagavatam. And when he went home, he recalled that I forgot my copy of Srimad Bhagavatam in the temple, because every day he was doing same. Every day he used to keep his copy there itself with the understanding that next morning he'll come and he'll recite the chapter, he'll recite Srimad Bhagavatam. But he forgot that this was the 10th day, and the 11th day the temple was scheduled to get closed. So in the midway he remembered that tomorrow the temple will get closed anyway, so I have to get my Bhagavatam back. So when he came, by the time the temple was already locked. Now what to do? So he was trying to see within the windows, peeping inside from somewhere, if I can get, if at least I can see where's my copy, and if I can find some means and ways to get my Bhagavatam back. So when he peeped inside the window, what he saw, Lord Shiva is reciting the same chapter to Mother Parvati. And he recited the entire chapter. And then he asked Mother Parvati, so Parvati, did you like my narration? Parvati said, yes, your narration is very nice, but the way Punthanam used to narrate, it's not like that. So when Punthanam heard that Lord Shiva is actually getting pleased by my narration and Mother Parvati is getting pleased, so he became quite ecstatic. So what's this chapter all about? This is a chapter of the 10th canto Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord Krishna teases Rukmini. It's a very interesting chapter. Why? Because specifically meant for the Grihasthas. Lord Krishna is teasing Rukmini and joking with Rukmini with the expectation of some fight, some quarrel. He was actually trying to pick up some quarrel with Rukmini. And so this particular pastime, the Lord narrates his Grihastha Leela. And Lord Shiva, being a Grihastha, was equally enjoying this particular pastime. So what exactly happened was, we all know that Lord Krishna killed Narkasura. And Narkasura was the son of Bhumi Devi. When Lord appeared as Varaha, he actually rescued Bhumi Devi and impregnated her, and got and she got a son. His name was Naraka. But then how he became an Asura? Because of the bad association. So because of the bad association, Narakasura, he became an Asura, and he started to create uh, devastation, destruction everywhere. And somehow he managed to get a boon from Lord Brahma that only his mother, like only with the permission of his mother, he can be killed. Because he was confident that my mother, anyways, will not be permitting anyone to kill me. There is an arti in Hindi. Poot kapoot sune hai parana mata suni kumata. So of course Prabhupada used to say these days matas have also become kumata because they are anyways killing the embryos. So anyway, so when Lord Krishna actually saw that this Narkasura, he became so naughty. What he did, he actually stole the earrings of Mother Aditi. So what's the big deal about stealing someone's earring? In India, every day we see. If you go in Mumbai local train, somebody is snatching the earring, somebody is snatching the chain. It's not a big deal. But we need to understand it was not she was not an ordinary woman, she was the mother of the demigods. If the mother of the demigods is not safe, then what to say about the ordinary women? In fact, let's say, for example, if somebody stole the Kohinoor diamond from the crown of Queen Elizabeth, say, for example, hypothetical situation. So that means that the thief must be actually a very accomplished thief. So Narkasur did that. And also Narkasur, he stole the playground of the demigods. Now someone may ask how he can steal a playground. How is it possible to steal a playground? So my answer to this is it's very common in India. Even they steal the entire road. How? How they steal the entire road? See, the government releases the fund, and on paper the road is completed. If you go there, practically there is no road. What does it mean? So they have stolen the road. So it's possible. Whatever is there in Srimad Bhagavatam is practical. Actually, I would say the development in science and technology is helping us to understand Bhagavatam in a deeper manner. For example, we see in the fourth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Narad Muni is giving guidance to he's giving guidance to Prachin Bari, and he's showing the video of hell. And without any projector and without any electronic arrangement, simply in the sky he's showing the video of the hellish planets, the animals which were killed by Prachin Bharishad. So he's seeing that those animals are alive and they are killing him. So the video. So Narad Muni could manage to show everything on sky, but we have projector, we have screen, we have LED televisions, technology. But the principle is same. Similarly, like I would say, earlier days, the sadhus used to carry trident, and now sadhus used to carry tripod. Same thing. Earlier they used to use Kamandal. Now we use Milton. So, anyways, the principle remains same. Only the details have changed. Earlier they used to do things with mantras, and now we used to do things with yantras. That's the only difference. Otherwise, understanding of Srimad Bhagavatam has become even more. So, for example, Paramatma. Paramatma is residing in everyone's heart, and he is reciprocating with each and every soul. The way my Paramatma, the same Paramatma sitting in my heart, and he is reciprocating with my desires and he's reciprocating with me individually. Same Paramatma is sitting in everyone's heart. The Paramatma is same, but he's reciprocating with each of us individually. So science has actually made it easy to understand. For example, GPS, the same satellite, but each and every person, if somebody is going in that direction, somebody is going in another direction, somebody is going in this direction, same GPS is showing everyone different directions, but the GPS is one. So this analogy is actually helpful for understanding how, if GPS can do so, then what to say of Paramatma? So things become easy for us to comprehend as science advances. We simply have to make use of that science to understand Srimad Bhagavatam deeply. That's it. So this Narakasura, he was so notorious and he was creating havoc. So Lord decided to kill him. And Bhumi Devi is the incarnation of Satyabhama. So Lord took Satyabhama with him, and uh, they sat on the back of Garuda, and they went to Prag Jyotishpur, which is present day Assam, which was the capital of Narakasura. And Lord, after fighting with Narakasura for some time, Lord asked Satyabhama, because that was the boon that the mother has to approve. And then when he asked Satyabhama, "Can I kill him?" So Satyabhama said, "Yes, you must kill him." And this is how Lord killed Narakasura. And we know that Lord killed Narakasura, then he married 16,000 wives, 16,100 wives. And then Lord went to Swargaloka with Satyabhama to return the earrings of Aditi and the umbrella of Varuna and the playground, whatever they must have rescued. So they went to Swargaloka to hand it over to the demigods. Now, as a matter of courtesy, when somebody say when Lord Krishna visited Swargaloka, the heavenly abode. So Indra, he gave Krishna the tour of Swargaloka. This is our Nandan Karan forest, and this is our Sudharma assembly, and he was showing everything. And then he showed that this is our Parijat tree, and it was visibly, one can easily assess that Indra was visibly attached with this Parijat. Again and again, he was glorifying Parijat. So Krishna says, "Fine, yes, very good." Actually, Indra forgot that ultimately everything belongs to Krishna. Isha vasam idam sarvam yat kinche jagatyam jagat. And he's simply a caretaker in Swargaloka. But anyway, so when he showed everything, and as a return gift, Indra gave one Parijat flower to Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna must have taken that flower and must have smelled it, must have glorified it. And after that, he must have put it in his pocket. Sometimes it happens with us also when we get a flower in temple. So we smell it, either we put it somewhere, wherever it is designated to keep, or sometimes we keep it in our pocket also. And then Lord Krishna, he came back to Dwaraka, and then he went to the palace of Rukmini. So when Lord went to the palace of Rukmini, so when husband come from work or somewhere and put off his clothes, what the wife does? The first thing, check the pockets. And after checking the pockets, she makes sure that there's nothing, and she put clothes in washing machine. So same thing Rukmini must have been doing. She checked the pockets of Lord Krishna, and she got a Parijat flower. Now, when she got a Parijat flower, so Krishna must have said, "Oh, this is Parijat. I went to Swargaloka, I got a Parijat. You can keep it." So very happily, Rukmini kept that Parijat flower. She became so grateful that Krishna has given me this Parijat flower. Actually, Krishna had not given her Parijat flower. He actually got it, kept in his pocket. Accidentally, she must have got. But she became very grateful that she's so simple that she became very grateful that Krishna gave me Parijat flower. But the new rumor spread across Dwarka that Krishna brought Parijat flower from Swarga specially for Rukmini. So the rumor spread. And then when Satyabhama got to know, She became very disappointed, very angry. How can you do that? Right under my nose, you managed to get a flower for Rukmini. And just see, you took me to Swargaloka, but that means you are constantly thinking about Rukmini. You went with me, there with me.
प्रभुजींकडे सर
नहीं अखिलेश कृष्ण प्रभु
राजेश प्रभु आप म्यूट कर लीजिए थोड़ा सा. So Satyabhama thought that you visited with me, but you were constantly thinking about Rukmini. So she became very disappointed, and then there was kind of loving quarrel between Krishna and Satyabhama. Actually, there are two what we call divisions. One is called the right wing, and other is called the left wing. So Satyabhama is the member of the left wing, whereas Rukmini is the member of the right wing. In politics, we see these words are very popular: left wing and right wing. So, for example, what is the philosophy of left wing? The philosophy of the left wing is there is no God, and everything. This is all myth, mythology, and economic development should be our sole motto. That is the philosophy of the left wing. Whereas right wing people say no, God is existing. These are not mythology. This is our history. Our culture is based on it, and we must promote it. So that kind of tug of war is always going between right wing and the left wing. But sometimes we consider, just see, there is a place in India called Jamshedpur. And Jamshedpur is very popular because Jamshedji Tata, he actually set up iron, what we call steel plant in Jamshedpur. Now, if you'll go to Jamshedpur, presently what you'll see that they are actually reducing the capacity of Jamshedpur steel plant, and they are practically shifting their entire industry towards Kalingnagar in Odisha. So as they're reducing the capacity of Jamshedpur steel plant, so now the number of employees required have reduced. And because the number of employees required have reduced, so most of the houses which were previously occupied by the employees are now becoming vacant. Market areas are becoming vacant. The hospitals that were at certain point they were active, now most of the things are, so they are all vacating that. And if you move around the city, you will find it's looking like a ghost city. Not the entire Jamshedpur, but certain part of, because the industry, the economics were dependent upon the industry. And as they reduce the capacity of industry, so the footfall automatically reduced, and as a result, the economic what we call there is a significant shift. Similarly, in our city, my hometown Bhopal, earlier Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited (BHEL), so they had a significant what we call industrial outreach, but now they decreased it. So much of the part of the township has now become ghost town. They call it ghost town. So the economics are based upon industry. At certain point there will be saturation, and after the saturation, as they'll reduce the capacity of the industry, and as the number of people being employed get reduced, so what happens? So they start to vacate, and eventually that township become ghost town. We call it ghost town. The term is because if you go there at night, nobody's there. Places which was previously occupied by someone, now nobody's there. Only the houses are there, and the creepers and the grass is growing everywhere, and the deadly snake and scorpio. So it looks like ghost city. But let us consider there are cities whose economy is completely dependent upon religion. Say Ayodhya, say Ujjain, say Kashi, say Puri. So these are the places whose economy is dependent upon spirituality. It is not just booming today. it was booming. It's booming eternally. 100 years back, 500 years back, 1000 years back, and even after 1000 years also, their economics will run. Why? Because that is not dependent upon the industry. So there is no question of saturation. So even if we see the right-wing notion in terms of economics, we'll find out that they're flourishing. Their argument is quite solid. If the economic in India, we see, for example, we have this example. During COVID, the markets were really down. But after COVID, in one Deepavali, they recovered whatever losses they made in 4 years, they recovered everything. Whereas in the West, there are certain countries, they don't have economics based on religion and spirituality. So they have to create artificial festivals just to run the economy. One festival is a tomato pheko, other festival is anda pheko. Is it not? So they are running. So that means they are artificially creating festivals so that very quick saman kharide to maal bike to economy chale. In India, in Odisha, they have festival. Sometimes it feels that they have silly festivals also. Nahi Prabhuji, Prathama Ashtami. One particular Ashtami is dedicated to the elder son. He'll be given new clothes and they'll have festival. Why is it for what? But they have this so many festivals each and every month, more than 2, 3, 4 festivals. As a result of those festivals, this vrata and that vrata. In Bihar, we have Chhat Puja. In Odisha, we have Savitri Puja, and we have Navaratri, and we have Deepavali, and we have Durga Puja. So many festivals. Whole year economy is running. So the economics, which is based on spirituality and religion, is far more what we call stable, which is and as compared to the industrial economy. And that is what the argument given by the right wing, that if we adopt this particular, if we don't believe, even if we don't believe in God, no worries, not to worry. Even if we don't believe in God, but if we can take to this, economic dimension of the religion, that is also, very good. People were concerned like if Ayodhya temple will come up, so there will be communal problems. But the point is, what to say a communal problem? Each and every community is benefiting out of it. So the economics have gone far. It has become developed. Even when there was no temple, still people were going just to see Lord Ram in a tent. And now when there is such a big temple, huge temple, so a lot of money is pouring in, and everybody is being benefited. So even if we don't believe in God, if we don't believe in religion, even if we simply see the argument put up by the right wing, in terms of economics, will get benefit out of it. Anyway, so these are right wing and left wing. Somehow we entered. So Rukmini is right wing and Satyabhama is left wing. But what right wing and left wing has to do in this pastime? According to Rukmini, I am Krishna's. And according to Satyabhama, Krishna is mine. So right wing means I am Krishna's. Whereas left wing means Krishna is mine. Now in Braja, Srimati Radharani's party and Chandravali's party. So who is right wing and who is left wing? Radharani is left wing. And Chandravali is right wing. According to Chandravali, I am Krishna's. But according to Radharani, Krishna is mine. That possessiveness, that Krishna is mine, that is called left wing. So Radharani has this possessiveness, Krishna is mine. And therefore sometimes when Krishna does not act according to the will of Srimati Radharani, she becomes very angry. And the team of Radharani say, no, we cannot allow you to enter. The team of Radharani, her associates, they said, no, we cannot allow Krishna to meet Radharani. No, he's such a bad person. So they have this monopoly. Krishna is ours. So this is called left wing and right wing. So now Satyabhama is very possessive. How can Krishna is traveling with me, is flying with me to Swargaloka, but in mind he is constantly thinking about Rukmini. So I cannot tolerate this. So now just to pacify Satyabhama, Krishna said, what can I do for you? So Satyabhama said, see, Now you have already done so much blunder. If you really want to satisfy me, you have to get the complete Parijat tree. I cannot become satisfied with single flower now. Now just see the embarrassing situation Krishna must be in. So for example, I came here and I like this sound system. Not me means some grihastha, let us give the example. And then I liked, Prabhu showed me this is very nice sound system, very nice, okay, fine, yes. And I left, I went home, I called Prabhu. Prabhu, my wife is asking for that sound system. How embarrassing that situation will be. But Krishna, just to satisfy his wife, Satyabhama, he had no other option. So he had to do it. So he said, Indra, see, my wife is actually asking for the Parijat tree that he showed me. And knowing well that Indra is quite obsessed and attached to Parijat. And then what Indra will do? Naturally, Indra will fight. Again, Indra is fighting because, again, as he's forgetting that ultimately everything is owned by Krishna and he's simply a caretaker. But sometimes sometimes? It's a tendency of the conditioned soul that we forget our real identity and we forget that everything belongs to Krishna. To come to this conclusion and come to this understanding, theoretically is very easy. Theoretically, it is very easy that, everything belongs to Krishna. We can say it's easier said than done. That Krishna, everything belongs to you. If everything belongs to you, if Krishna will take away, we'll immediately start to complain. So this is not just what we call it's happening with Indra. It's actually happening with all the conditioned souls. It's very natural. But there are exalted devotees, those who, if Krishna gives them anything, so they simply take it as Krishna has given me for taking care of this particular property or this particular person. And when Krishna will take away, it's fine. So this kind of consciousness is the consciousness of the liberated souls. But Indra is not a liberated soul. He is a conditioned soul. He is a demigod, quite attached to the material things. So then Krishna had to fight and forcibly grab Parijat tree, the Sudarshana, Sudharma assembly, everything he took. He said that you are not at all qualified to take care. Now I'll take everything. And then he took. So somehow, just to please his wife and to, of course, give a nice lesson to Indra, Krishna brought Parijat tree for Satyabhama. Now the question, then someday Krishna was sitting and he was contemplating that Satyabhama is so possessive that I just got a flower for Rukmini. So she became so upset and so disappointed and so angry. But then I got the complete tree for Satyabhama. Rukmini was not at all disappointed. Not a tinge of what we call dissatisfaction was visible in her face. So Krishna thought that let me do something, that let me act in certain way, let me speak certain words which will make Rukmini angry. So when Krishna actually thought like this, so it is said, Srila Vishwanath Chakra Thakur writes in his commentary. Actually, one of our acharyas, Srila Vishwanath Chakra Thakur, he has written commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam. Our spiritual master used to say that Vishwanath Chakra Thakur commentary is so what we call enlivening, as if he is seeing the pastime right in front of his eyes. And therefore he exactly know the details. What's happening, what's the mood of Krishna at that moment, what's the mood of Rukmini at that moment. So because Vishwanath Chakra Thakur is not just imagining the pastime, he is practically seeing those pastimes right in front of his eyes in his meditation. So Vishwanath Chakra Thakur writes that the heart of Rukmini is like that of a camphor. And the strong words emanating from the mouth of Lord Krishna are like strong mortar. And with this strong words, strong mortar, Krishna is actually going to grind the heart of camphor-like heart of Rukmini. And when we grind camphor with mortar, what happens? the fragrance come. And the fragrance spread. So from this pastime, Krishna has actually, Krishna wants to enable all of us to actually get that aroma of the heart of Rukmini, the fragrance of Rukmini, Rukmini's divine qualities. And therefore, Krishna is speaking strong words. So one day, Krishna was sitting on his, he was resting on his bed, and Rukmini was there with him, and she was fanning him, and there was some talk going on. Suddenly, Krishna started to say, Rukmini, actually, you married a wrong person. There were so wonderful options available for you. So many big kings were there. And first of all, I am not at all a king. I am simply a servant to Ugrasen. So if you would have married other kings, you would have become a queen. Shishupal and other kings. But instead you choose me. I am not at all a king. I am simply a servant. So marrying a servant, you'll become a maid servant. That's it. You had an opportunity to become a queen, but you married me and you became a maid servant. And then he said, actually, Rukmini, I am not at all what we call, I'm not at all a qualified person. He said that Hare Krishna.
Lower the volume from me.
Okay. So so many arguments Krishna was giving. He said that Rukmini, see, there were these kings, they were so what we call they're so powerful, and whereas me, I'm just a fearful person. I out of fear of these kings, sometimes I hide myself, and we see, and I am not a good Kshatriya also, because I ran away so many times. Especially my name is Ranchhod. I'm known by that name. So this is how Krishna was giving so many arguments, Rukmini, and he was trying to convince Rukmini that it was a bad decision. And then he said, Rukmini, let me tell you, actually, I was not at all interested in you. Actually, I had some enmity with these kings. And therefore, I thought that when you wrote me a love letter, so because you have written me a love letter, you already told me that these kings will be coming and trying to get me in marriage. So I thought, because I am in enmity with, so this enmity with this king was my prime focus. You were not at all my prime focus. And therefore I came and kidnapped you just to give them a nice lesson. That's it. But I had no interest in you. And then he also said, Rukmini, you know what? He said that very nicely, he said that, Rukmini, see, you were not at all mature to choose me. See, you believe in the words of Narad Muni, because your father, he was curious. He wanted to get you married because you already reached a marriageable age. So your father was inquiring Narad Muni that, can you please tell who is the right person for my daughter to get married? And you know what? Narad Muni is our marketing agent. I pay him for this purpose, to glorify me everywhere he goes. So Narad Muni, because he's being paid for that purpose, he started to glorify me. And you heard my glories, so-called glories, from the mouth of Narad Muni. And in a hurry, you wrote me a love letter. And then I came and I kidnapped you and I got you married. But let me tell you, it was very immature decision. First of all, you were a small child. Although they say that you are a small girl, and you had no experience. You've never seen the world. You never took counseling from anyone. So neither you have taken counseling from anyone, you have consulted, not consulted from anyone. In a hurry, you wrote me a love letter. So this is a kind of very immature decision that you have taken. And sometimes it happens in hurry we take wrong decisions. So I am thinking, Rukmini, if you want to get remarried to someone, that option is still available. And later on, whatever your father has sent in dowry, I can return you. With some interest, I can return, no worries. But still, if you have someone else in mind, so I'm giving you this opportunity, you can get yourself remarried. So this is how Krishna was actually teasing Rukmini. This entire chapter is about Krishna teasing Rukmini. So when Krishna was teasing Rukmini like this, so what Krishna was expecting? Krishna was expecting that Rukmini will say some strong words to Krishna. That was his expectation. But instead, when Rukmini thought that, is Krishna really serious? He'll leave me? She fell unconscious. She fainted. And as she fainted, so Krishna thought, like Krishna had no thought that she'll become, his understanding was that she'll pick up a quarrel with me. But instead of picking up quarrel, out of shock, she fainted. So when she fainted, so Krishna immediately got up from his bed and he took Rukmini on his hands and immediately manifested 4 hands. With other two hands, he is picking up Rukmini with other 2 hands. Krishna is, wiping the sweat coming from Rukmini's head, and with another hand, he started to fan Rukmini. So it is said that because Lord is Chaturbhuja, he can immediately manifest his 4 arms whenever required. Previously also, when Uttara, she approached Krishna, Pahi Pahi Mahajogin, Deva Deva Jagatpate, Nanyatodavayam Pashe, Yatra Mrityu Parasparam. So when Uttara, she approached Krishna that, Na Anyatodavayam Pashe, I cannot see anyone other than you who can save me from this dangerous position. So Krishna said, so many great stalwarts are there. Your Sasurjis, Arjun and Yudhishthira, these great stalwarts are already there. Why are you coming running to me? So why are you saying Na Anyatod Abhayam Pasya? I cannot see you other than anyone other than you. Can't you see your father-in-laws and your relatives? Can't they save you from this dangerous situation? So Uttara said, see, when my mother-in-law Draupadi was getting disrobed, these stalwarts were still present there. What they could do? Nothing. So therefore, I don't have any trust on them. And I have come to surrender unto you. And what Krishna did? Immediately he entered into the womb of Uttara and immediately manifested it 4 hands. And interestingly, with one hand, Krishna is, in one hand he is carrying Sudarshan Chakra, in other hand he is carrying his club and trying to protect Parikshit. Yes. So our acharyas have said that why 2? Why Chakra also? Why Gada also? Is Krishna not confident that his Chakra will save? Or is Krishna not confident that his Gada will save? So why 2? So acharyas have said that just like when a small child gets injured, mother panics. Mother is calling father also, mother is calling neighbor also, mother is doing and this, that, everything. So mother has 2 hands, but then she manifests all 10 hands and try to do anything and everything possible for the child. So similarly, Krishna's motherly nature is coming up that if this chakra will not work, then what will happen? So let me use club also, Gada also. And that is how Krishna is trying to protect his devotee, Parikshit. So Krishna manifests his Chaturbhuja multiple times. In fact, when Bhishma Dev was about to leave his body, He actually requested, my dear Lord, you appear before me in Chaturbhuja form. Sadeva Devo Bhagavan Pratikchatam Kalevaram Yavadidam Hinomiham Prasannaha Sarunalochalosan Mukham Bhujas Pate Chaturbhuja. He said, Sadeva Devo Bhagavan Pratikchatam. Bhishma Pitama know that he is not an ordinary person. He is Deva Devo. He is the God of the gods. He is the Supreme Lord, Bhagwan. And Bhishma Pitama is instructing Bhagwan, Pratikchatam, please wait for me. So, Sadeva Devo Bhagwan Pratikchatam, please wait for me. Now my Lord must have asked, till how long I have to wait? By what time I have to wait? Kalevaram Yavad Inomiham. Till the point I am not giving up this body, till that point you wait for me. Now, if somebody has to wait, how he feels? Restless, disappointed, morose. Bhishma Pitama said, no. Prasanna hasa. Kindly wait with a smile. Prasanna hasa runalo chalosan. Just give a smile. Why are you making face like this? Show your mukham bhujas. You just show a smile on your lotus-like face. And why are you standing there? Can't you see that I am, because of this arrows, I am not able to move myself? Kindly, this way, please. Okay, fine, Dhyana pate. Because I cannot shift my, head, because I am stuck with these arrows. So you kindly come here. So right in Bhishma Pitama is directing, little right, little left. This is perfect, Dhyana pates. And I don't want to see in this 200 form. Chaturbhuja, kindly manifest your 400 form, because that is the form I worship and whole my life. So Lord can manifest his 4-hand form whenever and wherever he wants. So similarly, immediately Krishna manifested his 4-hand form in his Grihastha ashram just to catch hold of Rukmini, because she was about to get, she almost fainted. And then Krishna started to fan the Lord of the Supreme Lord. He is fanning his wife and clearing her sweat. And then he started to say, Rukmini, actually, I was simply joking with you. Don't take it too seriously. My only expectation was that I'll joke with you and I'll fight with you. I'll pick up some quarrel. And he said, see, we are Grihasthas. We are always engaged in so many activities and duties. The only pleasure that we derive is by picking up a loving quarrel with the wife. I don't know, I cannot know, Grihasthas must be knowing. So that is the pleasure, that is the only pleasure in Grihastha ashram. Krishna says in this chapter. So I'm trying to simply get that pleasure, and instead of giving me that pleasure, now you fainted. So Krishna started to console Rukmini. And when Rukmini came to her senses, so then she started to give whatever Krishna spoke. She started to give, in the argument that Krishna put forward, in the same sequence, Rukmini is actually answering. Krishna, whatever you're saying, you're correct. Krishna said that, see, I am nowhere, nobody is equal to me. Actually, I am not on their stature. You wanted to marry me, but see, I am not on their level. So Rukmini said, yes, fine. Who can be on your level? Krishna was saying, I am not on their level. They were kings and I am a servant, but he said that I am not on their level. So Rukmini said, yes, you are not on their level. Krishna said, see, I am Nishkinchana, I don't have anything. So Rukmini said, because you have everything. So you don't have anything, you have everything. So whatever you are saying is true. But one thing, Krishna, what you spoke, that I was very immature in choosing you, and I made a big mistake. I never consulted with anyone. I was a small girl, and I should have, taken some, what we call, advice from someone. But Krishna, let me tell you one thing. I have heard that there were so many great kings, and they were not just the collectors of a certain district. They were the rulers of the entire earth planet. Big kings. And big kings means big allies. Big kings means many ministers and so much of mentoring and counseling and consultancy available. But Krishna, what I've heard, that in order to attain your lotus feet, these people used to give up everything and take shelter of the forest. They used to give up their entire kingdom. They used to give up their entire mantri mandal. They used to give up their comforts. And they used to go into forest and perform difficult penances and austerities just to attain your lotus feet. Krishna, were they also immature? I was immature, fine. But they were also immature. I had no one to guide me. But they had hundreds and thousands of ministers to guide. And I took decision in a kind of hurriedly. But they were ruling the entire planet, so they must have thought about it, that if I'll give up my kingdom, then what will have to happen to my kingdom? They must have planned everything and nicely ascertained. Then they used to give up everything and go to forest. But to attain your lotus feet, these kings have dedicated their lives for you. So do you think they were also immature and uninformed? And when Rukmini gave this argument, Krishna could not speak anything. He was completely defeated. And actually Krishna wanted to get defeated. That was the decision. Krishna's desire also got fulfilled. That Krishna wanted to get defeated by Rukmini, and through this argument, Rukmini actually defeated Krishna. So in this particular chapter, these kind of arguments are being presented, beautiful arguments. Very nice chapter. And naturally, this chapter was liked by Lord Shiva very much. So the extrapolation of this chapter is available in Chaitanya Mangal, where Lochan Das Thakur writes that one day, Rukmini was she was not exactly upset, but she was thinking something and she was not in a very pleasant mood. And the tears were coming out of her eyes. She was thinking, contemplating something. And when Krishna came, he said, Rukmini, are you still contemplating and thinking about what happened that day? I, tried to make you angry, and I spoke, harsh words to you. Are you still contemplating all those words and still thinking those words? You are crying, and you took it quite seriously. So Krishna was trying to ascertain that happened. That it was already done. This past time, few days back, it happened. Now I can understand. But why again you are crying today? So then Rukmini said that Krishna, let me tell you, you can never understand the heart of your devotee. That's not possible for you. Maybe you are the Supreme Lord. You are Annanu Antarastha Parmanu Chantarastham. You are present in each and every molecule. You are Sarvagya. You know everything. You are all pervading. You are omniscient. You are omnipotent. But the point is, one thing is not known to you. You cannot understand the heart of your devotee. The amount of love that your devotee carries for you, you cannot understand. Somebody asked this question to me some days back only, that how can God not know anything? We always have this argument that Krishna could not understand the heart of Srimati Radharani. So how Krishna can understand everything, then how cannot understand the heart of Radharani? How he could not understand the glories of love that she carries? So someone asked the same question to Srila Radhanath Maharaj. So Maharaj gives a very wonderful answer. He says that by the time Krishna understands the heart of Srimati Radharani, understand the love that the amount of love that Radharani has in her heart. By the time Krishna reaches that point, the love increases. Then again, by the time he reaches the other point, again it increases. So therefore, there is an eternal competition going between Krishna and his devotee. Krishna is trying to understand the heart of the devotee, by the time the love expands, by the time Krishna again understands that why devotee, are so dedicated to me, what is there in me that attracts the devotee, by the time again the level of the intensity of love increases. So this is the eternal competition going on. So Rukmini said, Krishna, let me tell you, you can actually not understand the heart of your devotee. You cannot even understand that what is the glory of, what satisfaction a devotee derives by loving you. The amount of love that devotee carries in their heart for you, I think it's not possible for you to understand. And when Krishna heard this for the first time, so Lochanda Thakur writes that Krishna became amazed. Is it really? There is something which is beyond my reach? Because Rukmini is she's challenging Krishna that yes, this is beyond your reach. You may reach it, everything is in your grip, but this is not in your grip. You cannot understand the heart of your devotee. And then Krishna became quite more curious. Then how can I understand the glories of my devotees? And how can I understand the love that my devotees carries for me? And how can I understand the the madhurya, the sweetness that I carry, which attracts my devotee? How can I understand? So this is the conversation going between Rukmini and Krishna. And then Rukmini said, Krishna, unless you'll get mercy of Srimati Radharani, you'll not be able to understand it. Even for you to understand your glories, you to understand the glory of your devotional service, you need to have mercy of Radharani. So Krishna, for the first time, he became amazed. Oh my God, what you're talking? Can you please repeat it? Lochanda Thakur writes, many times Krishna is asking, please repeat, please repeat, please repeat. And Rukmini is repeating and repeating and repeating again and again. And then when Rukmini said like that, she said that unless you carry the love and emotion of Srimati Radharani and you become your own devotee, you'll not be able to understand your glories. You'll not be able to understand the heart of your devotees. You'll not be able to understand the devotion that your devotees have for you. So this instigated Krishna that, okay, so let me become my own devotee and relish the sweetness that I carry. And then Krishna desired to become Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is how Lochanda Thakur writes in Chaitanya Mangal. Now, this word is very common. We call it mercy of Srimati Radharani. We always says Radharani Kripa. What exactly Radharani's Kripa means? So this is a very important thing that we need to understand. We all are aspiring for Radharani's mercy. As a devotee, we all have this aspiration. But what exactly Radharani's mercy means? So this is a quite philosophical topic, but I'll try to explain it in next 5 minutes. And it's very important for us to understand. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a verse, very famous verse, that Atmendriya Priti Vancha Tare Bali Kam and Krishna Indriya Priti Ichha Dhare Prem Nam. So these are two things. Atmendriya Priti Vancha, that means anything done for the satisfaction of my own senses. That is called Kam, that is called lust. And Krishna Indriya Priti Ichha, that means anything which is ascertained for Krishna, to give pleasure to Krishna, that is called Prema. Now, interestingly, whatever it is going in the name of Dharma, पृथ्वीते जत किछु धर्म नाम चले भागवत कहे तहा परिपूर्ण छले. In Chaitanya Bhagavat it is said that whatever it is going in the name of religion on this earth, everything is a cheating. Everything is kaitava, cheating religion. So why is it cheating religion? So let us consider, say for example, is somebody performing yajna. People are very proud of their yajnic performance. But the purpose of yajna is to get some kind of material benefit, dhanam, janam, bharyam, or to get better life in heavenly kingdom or next life better. So they perform yajna, but the purpose of the yajna is to get satisfaction for oneself. People perform yoga. Yoga means different kind of, to get certain. Earlier people used to perform yoga for siddhis. They're called different kinds of siddhis, some kind of mystic perfection. And today people perform yoga for health benefits. And one will perform yoga, one will become healthy. Yoga will lead to health, good health. And then when you have good health, you'll have good bhoga. When you'll have good bhoga, then again there will be roga. To get rid of roga, there will be yoga. So yoga will give bhoga, bhoga will give roga, and roga will give roga will lead to yoga. The cycle. But purpose of yoga is to get correct with Krishna. Dhyana vasita tadgatena manasa paschantiyam yogina. The purpose of yoga is to get connected with Krishna. But eventually people have earlier yogis had certain understanding that this yogic performance will give me certain siddhis. Now people have understanding that yogic performance will give me good health. With the good health, if this good health will be utilized for Krishna's service, well and good. But if the good health will be used again for bhoga, then it is useless. So people perform yoga for bhoga. People perform yajna for bhoga. People aspire for liberation. There are so many people. They say, now we have done everything in life. Now I want mukti, liberation. So our acharyas explain that when you get frustrated in life, the next aspiration is, let me get rid out of this frustration. Let me get rid out of this, cycle of birth and death. Let me get rid out of this material platform, and let me become mukta. But again, the consideration is my own satisfaction. So in yoga, the understanding is my own satisfaction. In bhoga, my understanding is my satisfaction. In yajna, my understanding is my satisfaction. For mukta, becoming liberated, understanding is my satisfaction. So all these things are only centered around my satisfaction, and therefore it is called kama. This is lust in different ways. And therefore, whatever people are doing, people are very proud of their so-called religious performances. Everywhere, all the religions, within our Sanatana culture, people are proud of their performance of yajna and puja. And you tell them, please chant Hare Krishna. They say, हम तो ये मंत्र करते हैं. You tell them, please chant Hare Krishna. हम तो ये पूजा करते हैं. हम नवरात्रों में नंगे पांव रहते हैं. एक टाइम खाते हैं. If you ask them, what is the purpose of your एक टाइम खाना? I want to please such and such devata for material benefit. But that is all centered around my satisfaction. Therefore, it is called kama. Atmendriya priti vancha. Tare bali kam. This is called lust. But when we say Radha Rani ki kripa, what is the meaning of the word Radha Rani kripa? That means if Radha Rani kripa jiske upar hai, one who has the mercy of Srimati Radha Rani, he has impetus that let me now satisfy Krishna. So this impetus, let me now worship Krishna, let me now satisfy Krishna. This impetus comes solely from the mercy of Srimati Radharani. So when we say that somebody has received mercy of Radharani, that not mean that he has received a Mercedes. He may receive Mercedes, but the mercy of Srimati Radharani means that all my endeavor is for the satisfaction of Krishna. That is what we call Radha Tattva. There are interestingly, sometimes people say, who was the great devotee? Radha was a great devotee or Meera was a great devotee? वो तो राधा का भी श्याम, वो तो मीरा का भी श्याम. People ask this question. This is very common because they don't understand tattva. Even Meera has love for Radha. Or Meera has love for Krishna. Who is the source of that love? Radharani is the source of that love. Even the 16,108 wives of Krishna has love for Krishna. Who is the source of that love? Srimati Radharani is the source of that love. Each and every one of us, even if we have this iota of understanding, iota of emotion, iota of bhava, that let me satisfy Krishna. So Srimati Radharani is the cause. For the pleasure of Krishna, this giving to pleasure to Krishna, this bhav comes only from Srimati Radharani. That is what we call Srimati Radha. That is what we call, Radha Kripa. So this is Radha Tattva. And this entire Radha Tattva lecture given by Rukmini to Krishna. So Rukmini is giving this lecture to Krishna that this is Radha Tattva. So if you really want to understand Bhava of Radha, you have to take her emotion, you have to come as your own devotee and relish that Bhava. Then only you will be able to understand the heart of your devotee. That is how Srila Lochandas Thakur explains in Chaitanya Mangal. Hare Krishna. Any questions, queries? Yeah. You don't have any questions? You can take some photographs. It's important. Take some photographs from backside. You know, in the morning I was telling, it is important to please temple presidents, you know, give the report. Any questions or comments?
Very nice, very good, very interesting pastime. And I love the comments of Lokandas Thakur and all the you got like from all places. So it was very, very good. Like I wish it could go on.
Yes, Mataji.
Please excuse me with my voice. Very, very nice. Mataji has said very nice narration. I have heard from you that first time when Krishna went to Vargaluka, he got the Parijata. At that time, Satyabhama was there. Second time when he was to get the tree also.
Then also, yeah.
Both the time.
Yeah.
Because Satyabhama did not have any attachment to flower first. Later only because Krishna has given to Rukmini, she felt that attraction.
No, actually, her attraction was not even for second time. Satyabhama had no attraction for flower. She wanted to show her possessiveness that see Krishna loves me. This is a kind of an emotion. There is a book by Rupa Goswami called Ujjwala Neelamani. Mostly it describes about the loving emotions between the gopis and the Krishna. But this loving jealous, or called this possessiveness, this is a kind of a mellow that enhances the loving reciprocation between Krishna and Krishna and his queens and Krishna and gopis. So it's a kind of a flavor. And even what to say what Srila Radha Govind Maharaj used to give a very wonderful analogy, is to say that if you cannot understand the humanly emotions, we will not be able to understand the divine emotions as well. Say if we don't have good relationship with our parents, and if we don't have good relationship with our brothers and sisters and our friends, so we will not be able to relish all those emotions. We can never understand the emotions with Krishna and Krishna's associates. So these all emotions which are prevalent in this world today are simply the reflection of the original emotion that Krishna carries. So therefore, if we can use these emotions to understand those emotions, divine emotions, it's a great help. Once upon a time, I remember, Prabhuji must be knowing, in ISKCON, we call everyone Mataji. So one devotee started to call his sister Mataji. And the spiritual master became very angry. He said, why are you killing those emotions? She is your sister. So you must admit her as a sister, address her as a sister, and reciprocate with her as sister. But why you are calling Mataji? Why you are formalizing it? So why you are killing those emotions? So sometimes it happens within our devotee community, we try to kill emotions. In fact, when we are new in Krishna consciousness, we are so fanatic, no relationship, nothing. Only Krishna and Krishna's associates and Vaishnavas, that's it. I don't care for anyone. And we become too harsh. And actually we become impersonal. Even our society sometimes suffers from this impersonalism, the hidden impersonalism. We are in a community, we are with devotees, but we are too attached to our so-called bhakti and sadhana that we become impersonal to others. But our movement is personalism. We are teaching personalism, but we have become impersonal. So we must not kill loving emotions in the name of becoming detached. It's not the right way of what we call becoming detached and becoming heartless is different thing. Chaitanya Charan Prabhu gives very wonderful. He said, becoming cold and becoming cool. Cold-headed and cool-headed are different things. So we must be cool-headed, but not cold-headed. Cold means now I am udasin, I have nothing to do with anything. And cool means even if there are disruptions and things against my will, but still I am cool. So real detached person is cool, not cold. So we must actually use the emotions to reach Krishna. Tomorrow I'll be covering this particular point, that how we can understand the Madhurya Rasa to his. I'll be giving certain analogies tomorrow. That using those analogies, understanding Madhurya Rasa becomes very easy. Understanding Prayojana also becomes very easy. Because most of the devotees are confused about Prayojana. What exactly is goal? It's our goal. When we say Preetirna, our goal is Prema. What is Prema? What level of Prema is expected from us? At this point, we have to know that what is our goal. Sometimes when I spoke this in manner, a few days back, so few devotees came to me and then they said that sometimes we become confused. Devotees become confused. What is our goal? Is our goal to attain Siddha Deha, or is our goal to become, associate in the Vaikuntha? What is our goal? So people are not at all what we call, they are not at all well informed about the Prayojana. So tomorrow we'll be discussing this Prayojana Tattva. That what exactly our goal at this stage is. And how far we are from that goal, we'll be able to understand. So that we'll be discussing tomorrow.
In time we practice.
Yeah.
We have been practicing on the Ishvara Paramakrishna verse, and at the end we say Sarva Karana Karanam Krishna. Now after this lecture and understanding that we can approach Krishna only by Radharani's mercy, and whatever endeavors we are making is Radharani's mercy. Maybe to a stage where Sarva Karana Karanam is Srimati Radha. And especially to approach Krishna.
Yeah.
remaining-
This feeling that I must please Krishna, this is the monopoly of Radharani. This is monopoly of Srimati Radha. Anybody must have any other product, but the monopoly is, Radharani's monopoly is this emotion. If somebody is getting, let me serve Krishna, this is monopoly of Srimati Radharani. Only by the mercy of Radharani one can get this.
So the pleasure whatever we are getting, hearing the pastimes of the Lord, is also the mercy of Radha.
Yes, of course. If these pastimes are actually enabling us and bringing us to the platform that let me serve Krishna. Sri Krishna is such a nice person, is such a glorious person. Let me also, even Radhanath Maharaj says that in our stature, in our standard, desire, if we don't have desire to please Krishna, but if we have desire to get that desire to please Krishna, is also exalted. So we may not have desire to please Krishna, fine, but if we have desire to get this desire, we are on a good platform. One devotee, I forgot his name, his YouTube channel is Bhakti Tree, in Vrindavan. Is a very popular, he gives wonderful seminars and courses. So I was just scrolling someday, so I just came across his reel. Very nice thing he said, that sometimes we become discouraged that I don't have any attachment for Krishna, I don't have any attachment for Bhakti, and we become discouraged like this. Actually, we falsely, or what we call, हम थोपते अपने ऊपर discouragement को generally. अरे हमारा साथ नहीं है. In Odisha, if you'll come, you'll find only this variety of lecture. You're good for nothing. You cannot do bhakti. I sometimes become difficult for me. Why always we are talking negative? We are too far away from Krishna. Who we are to get love of Krishna, and we don't have any sadhana, and we don't have any mercy, we don't have any attachment. So that Prabhu said that we say that we don't have any attachment. If somebody will come to you, Mataji, and say, okay, I'll give you 10 lakh rupees, you give up mala, will you do it? You will not do it. 1 crore rupees, 10 crore rupees, actually no. What we'll do is we'll take that 10 crore rupees and still chant. In bathroom we'll chant, who will that means we don't want to give up bhakti. That shows that there is certain level of attachment. Why are we always, kicking ourselves that I don't have. We do have certain level of bhakti, certain level of attachment, because we are not ready to give it up. So why sometimes we must pat ourselves and encourage ourselves. No, I am not on so bad platform. And I am still somewhere. And someday I was just contemplating today. I always do contemplate this point that we have come so far in Krishna, at least till we have come here. Now, let us, what we call, last year when we went to Sadhu Sangha. So I saw, for the first time, I saw 10 hours, 12 hours, devotees completely absorbed in Kirtan. So I developed that, let me also get, at least some glimpse that what exactly being absorption means. How a pure devotee thinks, let us also, just like this one who is aspiring for becoming an IAS officer. So sometimes he acts like an IAS officer, he moves like an IAS officer. In front of mirror, he, like, why? He has that kind of desire. Let me try what an IAS officer feel. Similarly, in due course of our practicing Krishna consciousness, we all will have that desire. Let us also feel how pure devotee thinks, how pure devotee, constantly get absorbed, what kind of emotion that pure devotee have. We are not pure devotee, but at least that aspiration is somewhere. And in due course of practice, that will fructify. So, and when the desire will fructify, then when why becomes clear, how becomes easy. So naturally, and that means the process is working. It is working, it will work. So we should not always be in discouraging mode. We cannot do. We must sometime pat our own back and say, no, this far I have come, and I'll also go forward.
Prabhupada did that with his disciples and followers many times. Whenever they do small service also.
Yeah.
He's being
Encourage, yes.
You love Krishna. That's the reason
Yeah.
you're doing this. It's not just because of dancing.
Yes.
Thank you.
Prabhuji, how you gave a very good point that someone asked, okay, if I give you 10 crore, leave Krishna. No, we have attachment, that's why we will not accept it. So is there anything that we can measure that if somebody has questioned that, do I love Krishna for my own desires or for my, to get rid of material miseries, all that, or do I have real attachment for Krishna? Maybe some little. How can we see that?
Yeah. Actually, Mataji, it is said that measuring is difficult. In what sense? When say, for example, we are sitting in a ship, and ship is going far away from the beach, from the port. So that distance is measurable, that we are going far. But when we are in the middle of the ocean, we cannot ascertain in which direction we are going. We are going the right direction, wrong direction. Are we are simply, standing still there, or we are moving? It is difficult to ascertain. And again, what happens when we come close to the port? Then, now I am coming closer. So in our spiritual life also, at certain point, we feel that there is stagnancy. It's not stagnancy, things are moving, but we sometimes feel that we are in middle of nowhere, and we don't even know that we are moving forward or not moving forward. But the point is, as we are performing our devotional activities, we are moving forward. There is no doubt about it. When we'll again ascertain that we are moving forward, then when we'll come closer to the goal, now I'm a little close.
My question is not for moving forward. Definitely, the mercy of Guru and Krishna, we are progressing. Although slow. My question is how to get to know that my attachment to holy name is due to what? Is it a love for Krishna in my heart, or it is my own desires to get rid of material miseries, or getting, more comfort, or what? So
is my desire pure enough? Is that the question? Do I have pure desire, or I am motivated by
my desire to, materially motivated, or love of Krishna?
Yeah.
Is there anything?
Indicator.
Very difficult question.
No, it's there. We should know.
Huh?
We should know, right? I mean,
It's no, sometime it's very difficult to ascertain. Even yeah, it's difficult actually. Mataji is
Doesn't it happen that you get attached to Krishna for your material desires, but you get purified in that process, and then it becomes like
actually that test will come. Say for example, if I am getting attached to Krishna, say for certain material things, you know what Krishna will do? Krishna has his own ways and means of doing it. He'll take away. He'll take away that particular facility, which will, let me be honest. Today I was discussing with Prabhuji. Say, for example, I'm coming here, I'm getting such a nice, uh, nice reception everywhere I'm going, getting everything very nicely done, and arrangement make for a program and for me to speak. And so I thought, like, but if I'll get like this, then I'll become attached. It's a risk because you came here, things were already arranged and nicely, bro. You speak here and speak there and speak there, and like this, and I've become very comfortable. So I thought that, but this is very risky. Why? Because the nature of the mind is to become attached. At least I could ascertain that Krishna is revealing, at least Krishna is helping me from within to understand that this is, you must, because New Jersey is a very risky place, you must be very careful. At least that came into my mind. Why? Because things are properly arranged and classes and arranged and devotees picking up and dropping off and everything nicely. So, and now when things are very comfortable, then every time you want to come here. Now devotees will say, Prabhuji, you must come here, it's very good for us. But that devotee also has to introspect that, am I not becoming attached to the facilities that I am getting? And it's very risky for spiritual life. So we have to introspect that if I am getting attached to this material facility, what happens if Krishna will take it?
Yes.
If Krishna will take it and still I have the same enthusiasm, I am getting good reception, nice arrangement, still I am coming. If I'll not get anything, if I'm enthusiastic to come, that means my attachment is for speaking Krishna Katha, not for the facilities that I am getting. So this actually introspection has to be done constantly. That is why Kunti Maharani in one of her prayers, she said that Krishna, you sever my attachment to Pandavas and Vrishni. Because now somebody may say Pandavas are devotees and Vrishnis are devotees, and I am anyways attached to devotee only. But Queen Kunti said the problem is it is not black and white, it is grey. In the name of getting attached with Pandavas and Vrishnis, in that they are devotees, am I not becoming attached to my bodily relationship? So this introspection came into the heart of Queen Kunti, and therefore she offered this prayer that, my dear Lord, kindly savor it. So if we are thinking that I am becoming attached to this position, the first prayer we must offer Krishna, to take it away. I don't want to take risk. So this contemplation should always go with the devotee. Because in due course of our practicing, Madhurya Kadambini says that we receives the benefits of bhakti, tarang rangini, and it's a kind of an obstacle. And this obstacle, if we become, and sometimes we never get to know that we are becoming attached to the facilities which are bhakti is offering. So therefore, at first place, we must tell Krishna, my dear Lord, please be merciful unto me, and immediately you take away all these facilities, because otherwise I'll not have those pure motivation.
My question is may not be exactly related to today's topic, but I have a question about the tilak. Tilak is like 2 feet of Krishna and then Tulasi is right? So why Krishna is wearing the tilak and Radharam is not wearing?
Very difficult question. I've never thought about it. Maybe I'll do some homework and I'll. Glories of tilak is there that everyone knows, but why Radharani is not wearing, Krishna is wearing? Maybe I'll do some research and I'll get back next year. Yeah, Prabhuji is saying something.
Come on, Ashley. Come on. So, so we have two questions. One is,
The Ashna first.
one is Ashna, one is no.
Okay.
So, I'll ask Ashna some questions first. That Shri Krishna married so many devoted girls, but we don't see anything on Srimati Radharani.
Tomorrow we'll see it.
Eh?
Tomorrow we'll get the answer.
Okay. In the temple?
Yeah.
And second, okay.
Yeah, this particular
Topic.
topic and this particular mellow we're going to relish tomorrow.
Second question, same thing that Shri Krishna married so many devoted girls, but he didn't marry Radharani.
Yeah, so tomorrow.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
You want to share some 3 glimpses of your
That's the climax of tomorrow's class.
You will wait for tomorrow.
टेम्पल में क्लास कितने घंटे का क्लास है आपका?
कितने?
1 hour.
आपके घर पे आप दोपहर को कर लेते हैं 1 घंटा फिर 2 घंटा फिर बाद में 1 घंटा बाद हम करते हैं टेम्पल रूल्स are temple rules.
I'm very much interested to hear that you said that sometimes we become impersonal in relationships and personal. So are you going to talk about this topic?
Tomorrow I'll be covering the different mellows in different rasas, how Krishna is reciprocating and what is our goal. But yeah, this particular point is very important because it is yesterday I was reading a very beautiful booklet by His Holiness Kadam Kanan Maharaj. So he writes that our institution is working on 3 levels. Just like we have what we call we have 3 levels of devotees: Kanishtha and Madhyam and Uttama. So Maharaj writes that Kanishtha is also known as Prakrit Bhakta. The word Prakrit means dealing with material nature. So wherever there is dealing with material nature, there will be difficulties. Naturally, because the material nature has the tendency to create disturbances. It's there. So we observe problems in our organization because we deal things in a Kanishtha way. And one of the problem is this impersonalism. Impersonalism means we deal with people in a very impersonal way. We deal with situation in a very impersonal way, not able to connect things with Krishna, not able to, feel for some empathy for someone else. And that is the definition of Kanishta Bhakta, who sees Krishna in deity form, but does not have relationship with devotees. That means he is quite impersonal toward devotees. So that is a level of Kanishta. But whereas when one comes to Madhyamadhikari platform, then he has reciprocation with devotees. He actually feels for the devotees. So the problem of when we say that there is impersonalism in our society, it is because we are lingering on the Kanishta platform. But the moment we'll transcend ourselves to the Madhyama platform, then we'll start understanding and valuing the relationship among the devotees. And that is the minimum, at least Madhyama level. Because and then of course from Madhyama level we transcend, we goes to Uttama level, but so this impersonalism is there because of the Kanishta mindset, that I give importance to my sadhana, I give importance to my bhakti, I give importance to so many things, but I don't have any importance for other devotees and other people also. So for example, I have this practical experience. When I was new in my Krishna consciousness, I was dealing with my parents like very harsh dealing. Today, when I reflect back, I think I have offended them so much. I should not have done like that. But at that moment, that maturity was not there. But now I'm reflecting back. So I'm now understanding, no, what our parents have done for us. So it's invaluable. So it happens with everyone. We mature with time, we mature with experience. So making mistakes is not wrong, but lingering on those mistakes always and not advancing, not going forward, that's very bad. So we must be impersonal, we must have been impersonal before, but now when we have understood, we must try to extend ourselves. And why I'm saying, because when we hear about the exalted devotees, for 2 days I was with Kalam Maharaj's disciple there. So I was hearing Maharaj's glory, and I heard there's so many personal reciprocation. Till the last moment, he used to have personal reciprocation with the devotees. So this particular thing, when we hear about these exalted souls, we see they are completely focused on Krishna. At the same time, they are completely focused upon relationship with with the devotees. It's not that I only focus Krishna, now you all get lost. No. So because they can see Krishna in everyone's heart. So so they have set this example for us to move on, to walk on.
So the silly question. I'm trying to relate. Like sometimes when we are chanting and someone is like in the home calling us, yeah, all days are not alike. Like all days we cannot,
We cannot be personal.
Like, I mean, it is recommended that we should wake up early in the morning before the disturbances start and you finish it. But all days are not the same.
Yes.
And sometimes we do chunk of rounds in the morning, and some are still left, and some people are in the house calling, and then you shut your door that don't disturb me. I'm chanting. Go to other person in the home available. So is this?
That is also personalism only.
This is personal.
Yeah, personal fighting. It's a personal fighting. It's a personal.
Yeah.
Being personal does not mean always being good. Good in what sense? Krishna is fighting with Rukmini. So this fighting is also the part of the personal reciprocation.
Yeah.
So it's not like being personal means now I have become too good. That okay, very good, very good, very good. So this is a very different thing. Being personal does not mean I'm good to everyone. Yeah. So being personal also means that I will express my desires and my commitments and my priorities. So because I am a person, so I have desires, I have commitments, I have priorities, and clearly communicating with other person is also the part of personal relationship. Not that in the name of personal relationship, I'll dissolve my personality. Then again it is impersonal. So that balance has to be there.
तो जी कल तो घर में लड़ाई हो जाएगी, माता जी जप करेंगी, बाकी सब
ऐसा नहीं होगा.
प्रभु जी अनकंफर्टेबल फील follow up question.
I have a different question. Though you were sharing about that left wing and right wing, that Krishna is mine and other is like I'm for Krishna. So it's like for normal devotees like us, like which
mode is good?
Which mode is good for us to take devotion?
So we have to change our mode according to time, place, circumstances. It's allowed.
It's not fixed.
Yeah, it's not fixed. We can be on any mode. Sometimes we have to have Bluetooth mode or aux mode, cable mode, or sometimes FM mode. So we are just like speaker. We have to change our mode and speak accordingly, whichever network we are. Sometimes this emotion is very good. Krishna is mine. Krishna is mine. My dear Lord, you are mine. It's good. Krishna, I am yours. That is also good. So we are not imitating. It is natural. And these are not two different. In Krishna consciousness, everything is absolute. Right wing and left wing, in material sense, it is different. But in absolute platform, it is absolute. It has no difference. Chandravali is not a different entity altogether. She is the expansion of Srimati Radharani, giving pleasure to Krishna in certain ways. So they are not two different parties, just like BJP, Congress. It's not like that. Or Republican and Democrats. Not like that. Two different parties. So in transcendental platform, it appears different for enhancing the flavor to Krishna. So sometimes Krishna enhances this kind of flavor, something that kind of flavor. So therefore, it's not bipolar. This way, north and south. No.
So sometimes it is said that we have to have some bhava, like uh, if we love Krishna in a child form, or if we love
Tomorrow,
Krishna,
Prabhuji. Tomorrow, all this bhava point will discuss tomorrow.
how will you cover everything in 1 hour? Like question answer.
Let's see, Prabhuji.
मधुपति प्रभु से बात करके पहले करवा लेते हैं interview. This is very interesting.
No, Mataji, I'll try to cover. No worries.
Babaji, you have given nice references. Thank you for the referential context while you're speaking. So I couldn't catch one of the reference you gave wherein you were explaining yoga and yoga. Yoga, the ultimate purpose of yoga is to commit to Krishna. And you mentioned the verse. So I was inquisitive to know details. Dhyanena.
Dhyana Vastita, Dhyana Yoga, the purpose of Dhyana Yoga is to meditate upon the form of Lord within. But people do different kind of yoga. They say we are doing meditation. But they're meditating upon Bhoga, not on Krishna. And that's very common, very popular. People, Mataji, it is said that what is the stage of Dhyana comes? In Ashtanga Yoga, Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan. So, to coming on the platform of Dhyan, these many stages we have to cover. And we see these yoga clubs, they'll make you sit down and you do Dhyan. Immediately you're on the sixth platform. How is it possible?
I was just checking with that verse.
Yeah, Dhyana Vastitadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogina. In Bhagavatam. Yeah. This is the third line of the shloka. Yam Brahma Varunendra Ruddha Maruta Stunvanti Dibbaistavai Vedai Sang Upanishado Kramer Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyana Vastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogina Yasyantam Na Vidusura Suraganaha Devai Tasmi Namaha. That's the verse.
I can refer to these references.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, one more that you said that we should not, all the time criticize ourselves, or we are not devotees, like that. So I was also contemplating like same thing, these days. So then I came to another point that like we should go to Krishna and Radharani and we should tell them every day, oh Krishna, I love you and I'm yours and I can't live without you. Like if we say these words every day, then it develops love in your heart. So even though we are pretending, or even though that love has not yet developed, but when words has the power, and it will make us like, it will develop our love. So you want to say something about, can you
there are beautiful books written by His Holiness Bhakti Tirth Maharaj, Beggar series, where he offered different varieties of prayers. So my point was that we should not always discourage ourselves, that we don't have any love. Why I'm saying, previous generation, the problem was, we were like, they used to become proud of their accomplishments. That was the problem with previous generation. This generation has a problem when we see social media, in the Instagram of others, we start to not what we call subconsciously, we start to compare our looks, compare our achievements, compare our material acquisitions, and somewhere in the core of our heart we feel inferior. So this generation has a feeling of more about feeling inferior. Previous generation, the problem was people used to become proud, superiority complex. This generation is suffering from inferiority complex. Now question is, which is more dangerous? Superiority complex is more dangerous or inferiority complex is more dangerous? High sugar is more dangerous or low sugar is more dangerous? Low sugar is more dangerous. Inferiority complex is far more dangerous. Superiority complex, you will find someone superior to you and he'll show you that who you are. Fine, finished. But inferiority complex burns you from within. Our generation, our age group, especially my and again then Gen Z age group, their problem is inferiority complex. They're not able to articulate what means what they're going through. But through social media and through other things, they're always comparing. And it's a natural psychological drift. So therefore, if in that inferiority complex, instead of encouraging, again we'll say you are good for nothing, you cannot do bhakti, you are. So then already they are in inferiority complex, they're already in depression. Now you will make them even more depressed. So that is how we see the scriptures. Scriptures always, most of the scriptures are written in a certain way that will point out that you are thinking yourself superior, but you are not. Because the scriptures are written in the time frame when this superiority complex was the problem. Our generation has a problem of inferiority complex. We become immediately depressed. The problem with inferiority complex is we can give up everything. We become, if I am feeling lusty, I can go to someone and can say, I'm feeling lusty. I'm feeling greedy, I can tell. But when I feel envious, we never disclose. So this emotion is far more dangerous. Therefore, so modern problems need modern solutions. So now we have to understand, no. Now we have this, I have come this way. At least I have given this much level of sense gratification. At least I have started to do this much level of sadhana. Let me increase it. So we should always encourage ourselves instead of always discourage ourselves. So that kind of psychological treatment we have to do with ourselves. This is how we are built. At least I used to do, because I have seen that phase when I used to get discouraged. I used to go on the terrace of the temple. I used to sit there. I used to cry that, see, I have given up my family. I have given up my job, not doing anything good for the society. I am useless. I am worthless. Many times I have faced suicidal thoughts even. Being a devotee, that I am good for nothing, what I am doing. But then when I read this book called Transforming Lust into Love by Bhaktivedanta Maharaj, very wonderful book. And Maharaj gives very beautiful insights. And then he makes us understand that we are also, this particular book helped me to overcome envy. Transforming Lust into Love. Yeah, wonderful book. Our problem is we become envious and we think that we are useless. But that book actually helped me to understand that even what to say of myself, even a small ant is useful in God's creation. Just see, you must have seen, one cockroach is lying dead. This army of ants will come, they'll do Ram Nam Satya, and they'll take it. In God's creation, even this ant is very important. Once, one of my friend, he expired in Ujjain. One of my friend, he joined with me. Means he joined and we became friends. So on the day of Narsing Chaturdashi, he went to Narsim Sarovar, took bath there and drowned. What Krishna desired. And when we took him for cremation, so there in the cremation ground, the Shamshan Ghat, it was written, लावारिस लाशों को जलाने के लिए इस नंबर पर संपर्क करें. Just see, there are people, those who have taken to this profession, कि लावारिस लाश को जलाने का भी प्रोफेशन है. हम नहीं सोच सकते, लोग कर रहे हैं. भगवान उनके अंदर से इंस्पायर कर रहे हैं. हर प्रकार के व्यक्ति की समाज में आवश्यकता है. क्या वो क्या कहते हैं, कूड़ा कचरा उठाने वाले की जरूरत नहीं है. वो एक दिन नहीं कूड़ा कचरा उठाएगा तो हमारे घर में रहना मुश्किल हो जाएगा. So in God's creation, everybody has worth. So I am also worthy. So why always discouraging myself? So this is how, when I read all those beautiful insights by Maharaj, so I encourage myself कि भाई हम प्रभुपाद जी के मिशन में बहुत बड़ा तीर नहीं मार सकते, कोई बात नहीं, लेकिन हम थोड़ा भी कुछ कर सकते हैं अगर, तो that is worthy. हम हमारा अस्तित्व है. So this is how we have to always keep us encouraged and enlivened and go on. तो इस तरीके अगर हम चलेंगे उत्साह निश्चय धैर्य, तो निश्चित रूप से इस मार्ग में जो पहले चला है वो लक्ष्य की प्राप्ति किया है, हम भी प्राप्ति करेंगे. At least this is how we should encourage ourselves. Hare Krishna.
So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for an inspiring class. And actually, Prabhuji's question the morning you were discussing after that you might choose because you're getting attached to ICNJ congregation, and maybe I should try somewhere else. But I think Prabhuji, your question will make him come again. He will give his association.
Next
So,
year is assured at least.
Next year is assured you're coming back to answer Prabhuji's questions. But more importantly, today you covered in the morning the greed of God, and now you gave a very inspiring class around why Radharani's mercy is important for us. And tomorrow we'll culminate it with the final Waves of Devotion Part 3. So let's thank for all the inspiring things Prabhuji did. It was not a 1 hour class, it turned out to be a couple of hours from the bottom of our heart by saying Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
And also let's thank Akhilesh Krishna Prabhu Satyapriya Mataji and Radha for opening their home and heart to welcome all of us and be the venue for this wonderful Sangha by chanting Hari Bol,
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. We'll be uploading the recordings from Zoom into our temple YouTube channel. So next is the Prasad.